Many more people are working remotely due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Remote working and online meetings have made work and even socialising more accessible for many disabled people. People do not have to travel to meetings, reducing the need for lengthy and inaccessible travel too. But there are still aspects of remote meetings that can exclude some disabled people. By recognising the barriers that disabled people face, these can be removed or their impacts reduced to create more inclusive and flexible ways of working in the future for everyone. The social model of disability says that people are disabled by barriers in society, not by their impairment or health. Barriers can be physical, like buildings not having accessible toilets, or they can be caused by people's attitudes to difference, like assuming disabled people cannot do certain things. The social model helps us recognise barriers that make life harder for disabled people. Removing these barriers creates equality and offers disabled people more independence, choice, and control. In this series of 3 short films, we highlight our learning about remote working and running online meetings throughout the pandemic. We will explore some of the main issues and barriers faced by disabled people working remotely and attending online meetings. We will also talk about ways to overcome these barriers. So, let's get started by looking at some of the basics of working from home. First of all, if you are disabled and need reasonable adjustments to be able to work online, it is important that you let your employer know what these are so that they can put these in place. By law, employers and public bodies have to do it. The Equality Act 2010 applies to anyone who provides a service to the public, whether that's a public body, private, or third sector organisation. The Equality Act also applies if you're attending a meeting run as a participant. Employers, ask staff what they need. You can support disabled staff to apply for access to work grants through the DWP for a range of equipment, including adapted desks and speech recognition software. It is important to ask disabled people what they need to make their home and online working more accessible. For remote workers, having a suitable workspace at home that protects your physical and mental health is essential. It can be much more mentally challenging working remotely. Employees may feel isolated and find it hard to discuss any issues that develop with mental health. There are resources that can help manage this, such as Mind's Virtual Working Wellness Action Plan. Here is our working from home checklist. Is your desk, seat and monitor set up correctly for long-term use? Are your basic technology requirements met? Is the most suitable software available for you? Do you have everything you need to work comfortably? Has your mental health and well-being been considered? Are you able to take regular breaks away from your screen? Do you have regular opportunities for online social interaction? Do you have regular support and supervision? Are career development needs still being looked after? Remote working has become something many of us have to do. If we enable people to do this in ways which are accessible, through learning inclusive and flexible ways to work, home working will become established practice in the long term, to the benefit of employers and disabled people.